So we have our shopping trolley chair, wheelchair, and we have this scooter electric bike. You'll notice they're more or less the same height. These are more or less the same size, and this is more or less the same as this. What I'm going to try and do is marry the two. Now, I don't think it's going to be that difficult. If I undo these 4 bolts here and take out that wheel, I should be able to just lean it on there. Well, there it is. Now, quite literally, all I've done is taken off the handlebars and bolted the shopping trolley where the handlebars used to be. Now, I imagine the steering is an absolute dog, but we're going to give it a go and see. It's easier with the weight on the front, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Will that work?
Okay, I can tell you, looks like a fish, moves like a fish, steers like a cow, eh? It works better if there's somebody sitting in front of it there. But I'm not going to commit to this and weld everything up, which is why I just bolted it. Certainly it's an idea. I think it works a treat, but it does need a few tweaks or two. Right, so I went to Vietnam not long ago, and I find countries like that an inspiration. What they can do and the energy of the people there really takes your breath away. It's incredible. Now, what the Vietnamese can't do with a motorcycle or a bicycle probably isn't worth doing. And it's there where I saw the front drive rickshaw. I mean, my wife took a journey in one, and to be honest, for a Westerner it's terrifying because it put you into the traffic, and the traffic is manic. But I loved the thing, and ever since then I've wanted a front drive rickshaw. Now, we gave one a go using the e-bike, and it was all a bit wobbly and all a bit suspect because I didn't want to weld the e-bike to it because it's an e-bike. So I've gone and got an old post office bike, and with the wheelchair that we made from a shopping trolley and a tricycle, I thought, what the hey? Now, I could have just put the shopping trolley on the back of the tricycle and had a rickshaw, but it wouldn't have been a front drive rickshaw, which is the kind that I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that wheelchair from the previous video that we made, our post office bike, and weld the two together. We should get a pretty decent front drive rickshaw. So here's my wheelchair from the previous video, and I've put the bicycle stem on there and the brakes, because remember, this came from a tricycle, so it already has a brake on it. We're going to use that brake. So I put the brake handles on, and I've put this stem on just by sliding them on. And here's my post office bike. Now, clearly, I've taken the handlebars off and the stem off, and that's what went on the wheelchair. And you can see that I've reversed the forks. The forks used to go that way. I've reversed them, and then I've spread them out. And I spread them out by putting a car jack, whoops, a car jack in there. So you jam a car jack in there, twist that open, and it spreads out the forks. So now that's ready to weld on. And there it is, all finished. I've removed the front 2 wheels because who needs them, and maybe I'll weld a foot plate on. But this, as I thought, is actually really quite stable and really quite cool once it's welded together. When we did the e-bike, we just bolted on the handlebars. It was all a bit too wobbly. This one works a treat. Now, there is something curious about it. When you steer, the mainframe obviously bends over, so it takes a little bit of getting used to it. You've got to lean your body and get your bottom off of here when you want to steer left or right, which is a bit weird, but I guess you just get used to it. Certainly all those guys in Vietnam are used to it. Anyway, let's give this a go. Hey, Luke! Well, I'll tell you what, mate, with you in there, it is a hell of a lot easier to steer. That is awesome!
That's crazy!
It's like it's taking me back to Vietnam, mate. Okay, so it took me and Luke about 10 minutes to get used to it, but you lean opposite to the way that you do on a motorbike, so it's kind of counterintuitive. 10 minutes later, though, we're actually doing quite well on it. Now, I'm loving it, hey? All we need to do with something like this to turn this into electric, of course, is bolt the motor on, because all gearing's still there. But if I was going 30, 40 miles an hour in this, I think it would scare the bejesus out of me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you feel like giving this a go, it is easy. But please remember to like and subscribe.